All right. As we gather together in solidarity.
As we gather together in solidarity.
To express a feeling of mass injustice.
To express a feeling of mass injustice.
We must not lose sight.
We must not lose sight.
Of what brought us together.
Of what brought us together.
We write so that all people who feel wronged.
We write so that all people who feel wronged.
By the corporate forces of the world.
By the corporate forces of the world.
Can know that we are your allies.
Can know that we are your allies.
As one people united.
As one people united.
We acknowledge the reality.
We acknowledge the reality.
That the future of the human race.
That the future of the human race.
Requires the cooperation of its members.
Requires the cooperation of its members.
That our system must protect our rights.
That our system must protect our rights.
And upon corruption of that system.
And upon corruption of that system.
It is up to the individuals.
It is up to the individuals.
To protect their own rights.
To protect their own rights.
And those of their neighbors.
And those of their neighbors.
That a democratic government derives its just power from the people.
That a democratic government derives its just power from the people.
But corporations do not seek consent.
But corporations do not seek consent.
To extract wealth from the people and the earth.
To extract wealth from the people and the earth.
And that no true democracy is attainable.
And that no true democracy is attainable.
When the process is determined by economic power.
When the process is determined by economic power.
We come to you at a time.
We come to you at a time.
When corporations which place profit over people.
When corporations which place profit over people.
Self-interest over justice.
Self-interest over justice.
And oppression over equality.
And oppression over equality.
Run our governments.
Run our governments.
We have peaceably assembled here.
We have peaceably assembled here.
As is our right.
As is our right.
To let these facts be known.
To let these facts be known.
They have taken our houses.
They have taken our houses.
Through an illegal foreclosure process.
Through an illegal foreclosure process.
Despite not having the original mortgage.
Despite not having the original mortgage.
They have taken bailouts.
They have taken bailouts.
From taxpayers with impunity.
From taxpayers with impunity.
And continue to give executives exorbitant bonuses.
And continue to give executives exorbitant bonuses.
They have perpetuated inequality.
They have perpetuated inequality.
And discrimination.
And discrimination.
In the workplace based on age.
In the workplace based on age.
The color of one's skin.
The color of one's skin.
Sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
Sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I want everybody just yelling sex all the time. They have poisoned the food supply through negligence.
They have poisoned the food supply through negligence.
And undermined the farming system through monopolization.
And undermined the farming system through monopolization.
They have profited off of the torture.
They have profited off of the torture.
Confinement. And cruel treatment of countless animals.
And cruel treatment of countless animals.
And actively hide these practices.
And actively hide these practices.
They have continuously sought.
They have continuously sought.
To strip employees of the right.
To strip employees of the right.
To negotiate for better pay and safe working conditions.
To negotiate for better pay and safe working conditions.
They have held students hostage.
They have held students hostage.
With tens of thousands of dollars.
With tens of thousands of dollars.
Of debt on education.
Of debt on education.
Which is itself a human right.
Which is itself a human right.
They have consistently outsourced labor.
They have consistently outsourced labor.
And use that outsourcing. As leverage to cut workers' health care and pay.
As leverage to cut workers' health care
have influenced the courts to achieve the same rights as people, with none of the culpability or responsibility. They have spent millions of dollars on legal teams that look for ways to get them out of contracts in regards to health insurance. They have sold our privacy as a commodity. They have used the military and police force to prevent freedom of the press. They have deliberately declined to recall faulty products. Endangering lives in pursuit of profit. They determine economic policy. Despite the catastrophic failures that their policies have produced and continue to produce. They have donated large sums of money to politicians who are responsible for regulating them. They continue to block alternate forms of energy to keep us dependent on oil. They continue to block generic forms of medicine. That could save people's lives. Or provide relief in order to protect investments. That have already turned a substantial profit. They have purposely covered up oil spills. Accidents. Faulty bookkeeping. And inactive ingredients in pursuit of profit. They purposefully keep people misinformed. And fearful. Through their control of the media. They have accepted private contracts to murder prisoners, even when presented with serious doubts about their guilt. They have perpetuated colonialism at home and abroad. They have participated in the torture and murder of innocent civilians overseas. They continue to create weapons of mass destruction. In order to receive government contracts. To the people of the world. Alright, this is New York, but whatever we'll say anyway. We, the New York City General Assembly. Occupying Wall Street and Liberty Square. Urge you to assume, in ISU. This movie's normal right here. It starts right here, people. Yeah. Exercise your right to peaceably assemble. Occupy public space. Create a process to address the problems we face. And generate solutions accessible to everyone. To all communities that take action. And form groups in the spirit of direct democracy. We offer support. Documentation. And all of the resources at our disposal. Join us and make your voices heard.